Moon Design. I am live right now. If you're not seeing I'm live, then something's wrong on your end. I am live. It may take it a minute to catch up. Oops. Okay, you should be able to see me. I got a problem here, always, right? There we go. All right. Okay, so welcome in. We're doing a spooktacular. We're doing a bat wings and necklace. Bat wings and necklace out of polymer clay. Yeah, it took a minute. It doesn't always go right away. Launch when it says it's going live. In fact, it was like 3 minutes behind when it hit the live. Okay, now I've got myself off a double talk here. Okay, so we've got some Primo black clay here. There is no music or anything tonight to keep from anything happening for getting a copyright where I've got to go back and correct the video. That's sad. So we're using Primo Sculpty black, and I'm chopping it up as we speak and before to start our little bat wings, which are going to be made out of earrings, and then we're going to do a necklace too. But this is only part one, so I'm just letting you know. Hopefully it notified everybody. Of course, I didn't go live Friday like I normally do, but I did post it in the community tab. If everyone would go there and read it, they would know. So some people did read it, like, believe it or not, Launch Andrew Art by Me over there from Australia read it and commented. So anyway, let me get to rolling this clay out and setting my camera back up here in the holder so that I don't have to sit here and hold it, because I can't do the clay work and hold the camera. So anyway, we are making spooktacular polymer clay Halloween wings to begin with. And I'm going to show you how to cut out the wings so they look like real wings and all that good stuff. How's everybody doing tonight? Besides my clown. Why is that? This life is going to drive us batty? Oh, okay. I had to catch that. I wasn't quite sure. Okay, so this is a tutorial. It is a polymer clay tutorial, and it is part one. And I am trying to roll out and soften this clay. I did put my phone on ignore so no one could call me. Hi, how are you tonight, Andrew? Nice to see you here. We're going to be making spooktacular bat wings. I think I want to be able to do a bat wing necklace too, so I'm not quite sure. But I want to get this rolled out. As always, the air is cooler here. And so, for at the moment anyway, I guess we're getting into our, I don't know, is it fall? October, November? I thought it was fall, but it can also be winter in other places. All right, so we're just rolling this out so I can get it where I can shape the bat wings. Oh, awesome. I'm glad you... I am so glad you saw that, Andrew, because I don't know if anybody sees them or not, or if they're just ignoring them. I don't know. So, because I do a lot of that, because I am subscribed to probably a lot of people. We'll just say that. Anyway, so we're doing the clay bat wings. I thought this was a cute idea for a jewelry set. And I'm going to pull this up with my tissue blade for the polymer clay. I guess, well, here we go. I was looking for my flat one. All right. I think I'm going to have to crumble this up in my hands again. How are you doing? Nagavasha Satya? I can't understand the rest of what you're saying. I don't speak your language. If you speak English, I can understand you. So welcome in. I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist, and I also work in mixed media, which means polymer clay, beads, and any kind of other medium I can do to create my art. So we are doing polymer clay wings, bat wings for Halloween, spooky things in the night, and we're going to do a necklace also. But this is only part one, so this live is going to be in 2 parts. I'm doing 1 part tonight, and then I will decide whether or not it will be tomorrow night or following Friday for part 2. I don't think so. I may, I don't know. It depends. If I can get this launched, if I can get this clay soft enough. Can you guys even see what I'm doing? Let me pull down this. I've got my screen up here, the slow screen. There we go. Yeah. Looks like I've got it on it. No, señorita, but thank you. Muchas gracias, Donata, for your kindness. I'm making bat wings. I'm going to be making polymer clay bat rings, also with a polymer clay bat wing necklace. Welcome in, Branson. Nice to see you here. If I can get my clay to soften up, that's what I'm doing right now, is trying to soften this black clay up so that I'm able to cut it into bat wings. Roll it out and cut it into black bat wings. And I'll show you how to do that, how to roll it out and how to cut out the wings so they look like bat wings. Hi, welcome in, Branson. I'm so glad to see you here. I thought I did say hello, so I apologize if you didn't hear me. All right. So is everybody ready for their Halloween? We're celebrating Halloween here all month, as is Andrew on his channel. Everybody go check Andrew out. Make sure you subscribe to him. He's an awesome creator. I'm trying, guys. I've got to get this to soften up or it's not going to roll out correctly. So this is Sculpey Primo. I am not sponsored by them, but that is what I'm using to make the bat wings out. I have no idea who you are, Peyton. You're just in my live. I don't know anything about any kind of vehicle. I don't know anyone who comes in here except my personal friends. And then I don't even know what they drive. That's an awfully odd thing to say. Explain why you're saying that. Okay. Okay, so we are making polymer clay wings. We're going to be making a Batman necklace and a, well, not Batman. I take that back. Bat wings. You see where my head goes. That's all that, reading all those comic books when I was growing up. How do I make what, Peyton? How do I make the polymer clay? I don't make it, but I do purchase it by Sculpey Primo. And then I will do the handwork to roll out the bat wings and all that. I'm softening the clay right now because it's really crumbly. Pretty much simple steps of rolling out the clay and then cutting your design for your wings. And we are going to use the notorious polymer Sculpey white clay on the inside of the wings. No, you can do it. I'm sure you can, Peyton. It's not that hard. I promise. Just trying to get this rolled out. I'm not quite sure if it's soft enough yet, but we're going to try with the polymer clay to get it soft and so it's workable and not crumbly. Awfully quiet in here tonight. Thank you so much, Peyton. Welcome aboard. I usually once a month or once every 2 months I give out a free gemstone to people. All you have to do is come in, make sure you are subscribed, of course. That is part of the thing that you do, and then go and comment on a video or comment on this video after it's done, and make sure you give me a thumbs up tonight before you leave. Otherwise it doesn't show up for the algorithm, and it really helps because it lets people know that you're enjoying my content. Okay, so we're going to take this piece and we're going to leave that like that because really in truth bat wings are not perfect and it's supposed to be spooktacular, so it's supposed to be a scary bat wing. We're cutting this round piece in half right here, and then I'm going to take this. All you need is a razor, a tissue razor to do this. I guess you could do it with a small penknife if you're creative. Cut off the back there of the bat wing, which will probably end up being the front because of the way it's textured tonight. I'm going to do the same thing to the other piece. Sorry I can't have any spooky music and stuff, guys. I'm so sorry because they got me the other night for something. What was it, Andrew? Some kind of content. And I know that Launch knows too. So no music, sorry. Till I can find some copyright-free music to put on here for Halloween, which I'm going to start looking for. So you like the black bat wings? That's your favorite color? That's cool. Awesome. Do I know you from another live? That name seems familiar. Okay, so I'd say it's kind of a gothy spooky night, even though my title did not have goth in it. I'm just kind of smoothing this out with my fingers. These are bat wings. They don't have to be perfect. The raggier they are, probably the better they'll look and more favorable. Well, I like all the colors. I guess blue would be my favorite. And red. Okay. Now, I normally have this little gadget here that cuts ring holes and everything, and I don't know where it is tonight. That seems to be my typical thing sometimes. But we are making polymer clay, spooky bat wings. We're going to make a necklace and earrings. And I'm going to cut each one of these pieces in half because this is going to be a set of earrings. And then this will be the necklace. I'm going to cut that too. You don't want these too big if you're going to make a necklace and earrings. And by the way, polymer clay is very lightweight, even after it's baked. It's really lightweight, and it makes great for jewelry because it's not heavy. I know a lot of people think, oh, it's polymer clay, it's probably really heavy. It's not. So it makes it very nice for making earrings and necklaces. So we are making bat wings for a set of earrings and bat wings for a necklace. I'm just here shaping this a little bit. That's what I said. It was a little cold, so I'm trying to warm it up so it doesn't not shape. I want it to shape into a bat wing. So your favorite color is black. That's nice. So do you do any crafting of any type or art, Peyton? I'm calling you by your last name because I cannot pronounce your last name. I mean, I'm first name because I cannot pronounce your last name. And I'm hoping that I'm saying your first name correctly. Forgive me if I don't. Okay, so we're going to roll this one out a little more. These are going to be our 2 bat wings for the... it keeps sticking, of course. Just rolling it out smoothly as I can. Sorry if my hand gets in the way. Just want to roll it out as flat and smooth as possible. All right, that's one wing here. I'm going to have to redo it and soften it up. Yes, I have a kitty. You are correct, Peyton. She's around here somewhere. I didn't even know she got into the camera. She's usually the star of the show. She's my boss. She is adopted and she is a little bit over 2.5, 3 years old. She's pretty good when I'm live. She usually tries to stay out. When I first started doing the lives up here, there she goes again, under my desk. She would get all the way up on everything. And of course, she loved coming when I wire wrap because she loved getting the wire for the earrings and everything because it was bouncing around. So I'm just trying to soften this up. I need this to soften up so I can roll it out like this one, which here is one of our bat wings, and we're only in the beginning of it. Okay, that's why I said this was going to be part 1 and 2, because it's... let's just put it this way. Things that seem super easy aren't always super easy. It's mainly the time, like trying to get it in an ample amount of time. Well, that's so nice of you to be here and rule me over your game. Okay, so we're still trying to soften up this one wing. Are you still with me and Launch? Launch is my moderator. And I think Andrew is too. I thought I made Andrew a moderator too. Why am I not seeing anybody else on the screen? Hold on a second here. Camera adjustment here, folks. There we go. All right, I'm going to just start to create this ring because I'm having to still soften and warm this one up. And we're going to use, I'm going to use white to separate the wing, and I'll show you what I mean. Well, I tell you, most of my people that come in here, Peyton, are my friends, and they don't, but thank you. I hope you have a good evening and enjoy your game, and thank you for being a subscriber to my channel. I really appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to roll this out so we can put the veins in the bat wing. Just going to cut off a few lines here so I can make the veins for the bat wing. You're always welcome here, Peyton. You have a wonderful evening. If you're going out, I understand. Come back. Watch the rerun. Don't forget to thumb up the live before you leave, please. I don't know. This is the first time I made a set of bat wings. So I could tell you exactly how long it's going to take. It's not instant because I do it all by hand, so it's not made with cutters and all that. Pre-cut cutters. So we're just making a little string here of white, and this is what we're going to use on our bat wing here to show the veins in the bat wing. Everybody knows what a bat wing has veins in it. And I guess they're sort of the bat wings that we're making tonight out of polymer clay. I guess the real bat wings are more like tissue thin because they use those wings to fly with. All right. I'm just going to put it down here. Here's one. Cut that off. Let's press it down just lightly. And we're going to do it again. Go down a little lower here. To make the nice ridges and lines. It'll look even better once it's done. It's just the beginning. Another line here. Sort of like that. Kind of curved. Cut off the end of the white little polymer clay snake. And we are making polymer clay bat wings for Halloween, and we're doing earrings and a necklace. Oops. How's everybody doing tonight? Yes, actually I do, Peyton. I play a lot of games. I'm a Switch player. Switch, Nintendo. I used to play them all, though, in the day. I'm still trying to finish out my Skyrim. What kind of games do you play on the systems, and do you like? All right. Thank you, Launch. Launch is my moderator, and he helps me out when I can't answer as quickly because I'm trying to do this. All right, so we're going to roll another little, sort of like a clay roll-out tube snake. I'm going to put that across the top to show the top of the wing. Okay, just like that. Normally I'd be using gray, but it will take too long to color the night, and I don't have any gray clay at the moment, and you have to mix it to get that. I'm going to cut that off. All right, now we've got these in here, and there's a little more to do to this. We're going to go ahead and cut in between these to make out the curves in the bat wings. I'm looking for my piece to cut out the bat wing curve. Give me just a second. Wow, sounds like you're a hardcore gamer there. Awesome. A lot of games are available now on your phone as well as your game system, so it does make it a little easier. Okay. Second here. Ah, here we go. Normally I have my little thing to cut these out, but I'm going to use this to make a half moon cutout here. Right about there. And then we're going to make smaller ones as we go. What is... So here I'm working on getting something that I can use because I do not know where my little cutters are that I need. And then we're going to put the thing down here. And we're going to use that as a way to shape the bat wing. There we go. It's subtle, but it's there, and we're going to do the same thing over here, which shows the kind of like the bottom of the bat wing. I wish I was making a dragon tonight. I love dragons too. Okay. Okay. I'm just using my finger here to shape the curve in the bat wing after I cut it. And I'm going to use a ball stylus to sort of help me with the bottom of the wings to smooth out the little curve for the bottom of the wing. You know how a bat wing is? It's sort of like that, almost like a bottom of an umbrella, but it's a bat wing. Okay. Just using this to clean this up a little bit so the lines are a little more sharp. All right. I'm sorry we can't have any Halloween music, guys. I've got to find some that's copyright free. So hopefully I will be able to do that. Thank you so much, Peyton, for your support. Let's clean that off there. So you can use a jump ring. I do have these little round cutters that I know you can use too to make these shapes, but you can use a jump ring just to shape out the bottom of your bat wing. So there's a little point there, and then it comes up, and the same thing. I'm going to cut just a little piece off there. All right. And I'm going to gently roll this a little flatter than what it is. And I'm using the end of my roller because my roller is dirty and I need the clean part. All right, and we're going to cut this up. There we go. I'm going to use this because I sort of got that a little too smushed there, so we're going to remove that right there like that. Okay. So does everybody have lots of trick-or-treaters where they are? I don't think we're going to have any in my area where I moved to. It's really rural. Just blowing that out of the way, and we were trying to get these lines cleaned up for the bat wing. There we go. Okay. I am going to be using some mica powder, guys, but very little. We're going to use it to color up the white part of this wing. Awesome. So you play gun games. All right. See you later, Peyton. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for subbing. Thank you for subbing up the live. I really appreciate your support. Don't forget you actually have to hit the button on the live before you go out. It's not a thumbs up in the chat. It's an actual button that shows the thumbs up to like a video, which I'm sure you already know that if you're a gamer, Peyton. Thank you again. I appreciate the thumbs up. Have a great night, Peyton, for coming in. Next time you come, you'll be able to see it finished. And I'm using this here to give the wing texture. They're supposed to be kind of a little ratty because it is a bat and he's spooky-tacular. There we go. Not too bad. And then we're going to work on the other wing. Thank you so much, Peyton. You're awesome. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for telling me how many I had. Awesome. I'm just going to cut this part off on the wing. And then come back here and do the same thing. So to make a point on the end, should have a point. And then I'll add the white to this. You're 91? Well, I can tell you one thing. I don't know how you're getting in my lives, but you do have to leave. You're actually not even allowed to be here. Yeah, so you actually have to leave. I thought you were an adult. Sorry about that. You can come back and watch the rerun. You can watch the rerun and stuff and, you know, support me that way. It takes about 2 hours after the live to get completed and upload. But thank you for coming in. You have a nice night. Oh, I'm going to have to roll this out again, everybody. This one just fudged up this wing. But this one's not too bad looking. I got to be honest with you. It's supposed to look raggy, and I think it looks pretty good. Because we're going to have 2 of these that match. Thank you, Launch. Launch is our moderator. And if you are not an adult, you're actually not allowed in the live. You have to be at least 18. So I apologize. I did not realize you were not an adult. But you can watch the reruns once they're done. But you're not allowed to be in the live. You're supposed to be 18 years old. I'm sorry about that, Peyton. You have a good night. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you, Launch. I'm trying to get my other bat wing rolled out here for the other piece to this, because we're going to be doing a necklace as well as the earrings. The earrings are going to be a lot smaller, so this is a part of the necklace bat wings. I don't know why this keeps sticking so bad. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate it. Excuse me. I've probably been clearing my chest and throat for a few days now since I had the incident with the spooktacular smoking cabs that happened because I was using either too much mica power or my oven was heated too high for it and I couldn't take it, and I had mixed clays in there. It's like romper room here, so, but it's not. This is an adult romper room. Tutorial clay, jewelry. Thank you so much, everybody, for your kindness and being here. I really appreciate it. My clay is really crumbly and I warmed it up. I don't understand. Thank you for your patience. While we make these polymer clay bat wings, we're going to make a necklace and earrings, which is basically going to be a bat wing. The earrings are going to be a bat wing on each earring. So, and I'm going to color this in as soon as I get this other bat wing rolled out. And we're just rolling this out. I apologize for my hand being in the way. It's kind of hard not to get your hand in the way. Are you still with me, Andrew? I was surprised Lana wasn't in here tonight, but I know she hasn't been feeling good, so I understand. I'm using my hand to warm this up, try to get it to flatten out. Thank you, Launch, for taking care of everything. Thank you. Okay, so this is one of the bat wings, and I'm going to color this part gray. These actually are going to be earrings. There'll be one bat wing on each earring. So before I forget, because I'm going to color this and it'll be hard to see it, I'm going to put a small hole into the top of this so the jump ring will fit it. Okay. You can use just about anything you got to make a tiny hole in the top of your piece. Oh yeah, you think so? Andrew? Oh, you mean the smoking cabs the one night? Okay. Yeah, I like to live dangerously. Okay, so we're just using this. You can use an ink pen, a piece of wire to make your hole in the wing so that you have a place to hang the jump ring. Yeah, I like living dangerously. That's cute. I forgot what you were relating it to. So I'm just holding this here for a second so everybody can see the hole for the jump ring, and then from the jump ring you'll put on your ear clasp. Yeah, I'm hoping I'll live that down after a while, I'll tell you the truth, Andrew, but for the moment it's fresh in my mind since it almost got me big time. Okay, so I'm just going to shape this piece of clay to try to get it to stretch out so that I can get my wing going here for the other side, for the other earring. They're going to be really cute. You're so funny, Andrew. I love it. Hey, Andrew, I just want to ask you something. Do we have a bad habit of drawing kids in our lives, and how are they getting into them? That's what I want to know. Are they telling a tale about their age? Because mine says adults only. I'm using a tongue suppressor here, which I also used to do other things with, but it will help me shape this bat wing a little bit faster. And it does take the other clay, believe it or not, like that on the other wing there, in order to show the bat wing's detail. I'm not the only one. Andrew got children in his life too a couple of nights ago. He told him to get out too. I didn't know though, not until they tell me. When they tell me that, I say, you gotta go. But you can come watch the rerun, and well, you can still thumb up the video being here during the live that so not quite sure how they're all getting in, but they are. And it's probably what we're doing too. Making Halloween stuff and all that. Everybody loves that. Okay, I'm just shaping the bat wing, and then I'm going to add the white clay, and then I'm going to cut it. Let's see, I'm trying to see how big or not big. And by the way, this clay is a lot thinner, so I definitely know that I can use the heat gun on it and prime it to set it, and then maybe do it for 5 minutes in the oven at about 100. Not any more than that. I am not having any more issues, especially since I'm going to have white clay and mica powder in this. So who all's in here tonight? Everybody say hi. I know there's, well, there was 10, there was 15. It says now there are 5. So no biggie. Just don't forget the thumbs up on your way out if you do leave. I really appreciate it. I promise you this is going to come together. It's going to be so cute. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. I'm using the other wing, even though you got to be careful because this clay is not baked right now, so it's soft. I'm using it as a guide so that they're the same. I'm sort of like Vaughn. I don't want to, but I have a really hard time even wire wrapping to make earrings look identical. All right. I'm going to cut top off there. Making sure they're, see, now we got 2 of the same in size, showing the black piece by laying that on there. And gently, may I remind you, gently pull these apart. There we go. So now we got a matching set. One for the left, one for the right. I'm going to cut with these little white veins on there. You're supposed to use gray veins, and I'm doing white veins because it shows up better, and then I'm going to add the mica powder to it. Okay, so I'm putting this here, which this here actually is our top. I've got this kind of backwards this way to show you what I'm doing. Then I'll turn it back around. It just gives you an idea of what I'm doing. And I'm bending this. Oh, let me make sure that's not in the way. I'm pressing down. Be careful if you use one of these blades. They're not sharp on the top, but they could still cut you pressing really hard. Okay, there's the bottom of the wing. Whoops, my vein. Trying to get that to match there. There we go. And like that. There we go. The wings are not perfect, and it's supposed to be a prehistoric bat. Thank you, Launch, for taking care of that for the little kid. I don't know how they get in here. I really don't, Andrew. I do not know how they get past the restriction, because every one of my lives is restricted because it's required by YouTube, even though I'm doing polymer clay. Okay, so we got our other wing here. We're going to add some more white clay here. Oh, and by the way, Andrew, I was talking to my friend the other day because they were telling me how much it would cost to go to Australia to visit you. Of course, they were talking about taking a guided tour, and then they said no guided tour, go in a not a brothel, oh my Lord, in a, oh my goodness, what are they called? Like a hostel for backpackers, because it's cheaper. That's why we have 18 on these lives, because we mistake and say things sometimes we don't mean to say. Okay, there's another vein there. And I'm just bringing that part of the vein down like this, and that way I don't have to create two. We're going to cut that off. I'm going to roll it out a little in a minute. There we go. And by the way, these are real easy to get. These are made by Sculpey, these blades. And you can get them up on Amazon. Probably the cheapest place to get them, I'm guessing. I am not sponsored by Amazon, no way. But these have the holders on them, which make it much easier to work with, and you don't cut your fingers. And they're very pliable for you to be able to cut and everything. I'm just sort of doing a curve here at the front of the wing, because that's the way it should be. These are not perfect, but I'm working on it. How's everybody doing tonight here? Went from 4 to 7. I don't know why my thing keeps jumping. Okay, then we're putting another one here. Another gray vein wing here. By the way, I'd seen someone do these, and it's pretty cool. And so I'm kind of chipping off their idea, but it was over 2 years ago, so I think I'm safe. All right. Cut this piece off. And again, not perfect, but close. This wing's a little skinnier than that wing, but I'm afraid to cut any more off to shape them, because I'm trying to make them small enough, because they're supposed to be for your ears, you know? A dangle earring, sort of. There we go. And just cut that at an angle. Same thing for this bat wing. Polymer clay bat wings. Halloween spooky. All right. I'm going to take this and roll this one out so it'll be a little flat too, like I did the other one. And we're going to put that little hole in here, which I'm using a pen. You see the name on the pen. I am not sponsored by them either. We're sort of going to go down the same area. Poke that hole right there in the wing so we can put a jump wing and then put our wire in for our earring. So they're not perfect, but they're cute. It's sort of a skeleton design going on here with the white clay. And then I'm going to use, I guess, you know, Launch, I think that's a great idea, what you said about the glow powder. So what do you think? Blue or green? Oh, I didn't even think about that, Andrew. But they were using their parents' phone to come in. Wow. Hey, how are you doing tonight, Dorothy? We're making polymer clay bat wings, and we're getting ready to decide whether we're going to do blue or green glow on the white here. And we've already made the holes to put the jump ring in, because these are going to be bat wing earrings. We have to color that white clay because bats don't have white like that. Thank you. Don't forget to thumb up the live. And Dorothy is another moderator in here. Launch just bumped out this kid. I didn't even know he was a kid. It happened to Andrew too a few days ago, and I told him he wasn't allowed to be in here. I said he could watch the rerun, but and I told him not to forget to thumb up the video. Okay, so guys, is it going to be? I haven't opened the blue yet. I opened the green. You guys can see the Art and Glow clay. I'm not sponsored by them, but it's gorgeous. And then I have the blue. I don't know. I think the green for the bat wings, everybody let me know, blue or green. I can do a thing in here. I think I can do, well, I can't get to the bottom of my screen because I did what someone else told me. Lana suggested, Andrew, that I put the phone backwards in the holder. Of course, I have to pull it off to literally use the phone to do anything, to change anything. All right, we got one vote for green. How about everybody else? Green or blue? Let's see. I'm starting a poll so you guys can answer it there and vote on it. Add option. I'm not used to doing these polls, so I'm hoping this is going to work. We'll see. You guys will tell me, and then I'll look at the screen. All right. Did it show up? There we go. It's got yes or no, and it says green or blue, and you can pick green or blue in the poll, okay? So if everybody will do that for me, it'll be great. Oops, I'm trying to get my screen back here. I'm not used to putting the phone on backwards. But it was a great idea. She was really right about it. It really actually works much, much better having the phone already turned backwards to film the live. Okay, 50% yes. Let me see if I can control this from here to see it. Yeah, okay. So we're saying 50% green. I'll give you a few more minutes. That way everybody gets a chance to put their vote in, including Launch and Andrew. Don't forget to vote in the poll, folks, for the green or blue to use on the bat wings to Art and Glow. There's green, and there's the blue. And again, I apologize, we can't have any Halloween stuff going bump in the background. I'm going to have to find some stuff that's not copyrighted. Who's voted in the poll already? Can you let me know in chat who has voted already? Launch and Andrew, are you going to vote green or blue? And did you already vote? I think the green's a great idea too, but I want everybody to get a chance. It says 50% green, so I just need you to respond and let me know if green is what you want also. Usually it shows both of them. That's strange, it's not. Don't forget to thumb up the video, folks. You got to do it while you're here in the live, not after you leave, because it takes almost an hour, sometimes 2 hours for it to generate up. Okay, we're getting ready to end the poll, and from what I see, it's 50% green, yes, and there's no No blue. All right, awesome. Let's get to rolling and get this Art and Glow clay on our spooky, spectacular batwing earrings. Thank you so much for voting in the poll, everyone. All right. So we're going to do the green. I'm going to be very careful with this green. It's very fine. This is a very fine powder. And where is my light that I was using the other night? I guess I can put it under this light so you guys will be able to see it glow. I'll do it under my ring light because I don't know where my black light is. I think it's glowing even now. Okay, so we're going to get some green on here. Are you getting ready for Halloween, Dorothy? Yeah, I have to be very careful opening it. I'm sorry I couldn't open it in front of you. It might have went everywhere. Okay, so I'm just going to, let's see, I'm going to use this, my razor knife. I need a spoon is what I need to do this with. I'm just going to get a little bit on here and put it on here. Gently, because we don't need a lot. Well, maybe it's not going to work that way. So much for bright ideas. We're going to sprinkle it on. Do that one first. Use my finger to smush in the green glow. And then I'll blow that off with the wind from the breath from me. All right, now we're going to do the other wing. I'm going to take some of this green out of here with this. I'm going to try anyway. Yeah, there we go. Something. Whoops. Oh. So what do you think of that? I'm going to have to use a razor to lift this wing up. It's really sticking to this. Okay. Here's the wing without the green. Here's the wing with the green. We're going to actually put green on both of them, though, anyway. So what do you think of this, Andrew, the green? By the way, everybody go to Andrew Walker. He's an artist also and does drawings. And he also has been in Ink October, which is an awesome art. Thing that they hold here on YouTube. Okay. Poll complete, 2 votes. So 2 people voted for the green. Awesome. Why am I not seeing? Oh, there we go. You do. Thank you, Andrew. I'm like, I can't see it. Okay, so we've got the green on the one wing here. And we're going to do the green on this wing. And I'm just rubbing it in with my finger gently. I don't plan on putting any on the back. I have to be careful now because the camera's the other direction. I'm not sure when people can see stuff. Take the razor here and lift the wing up. Look at all that powder. I don't know how you're supposed to save it. I can tell you, it's not the most expensive, but it's not cheap either when you think about how much you use. So I'm going to get that. See if I can put that back into the bag. This ought to be entertaining, everyone. Putting the Art and Glow green powder back into the bag from doing the wings with the glow. I think they're going to look really good. Wow. There we go. I was able to save some of it. Awesome. And we're using 2 different ball stylus, which means I use that to kind of smooth it out and to spread the glow clay. And then I'm going to use the razor to cut in between so we keep those lines for the wings. I don't know if I can try. I can try doing the blue and the green, Andrew. Whoops. Maybe we can put the blue on the back of the wings. And then I'm gonna I have to blow this off. Not all of it, but whatever, so that the other will show. All right, so there's our 2 wings, and Andrew wants to add blue to them also. So, we can try doing that on the back, the blue. What do you think about putting the back in blue, Andrew? Just using this to press down, that doesn't get all over me. These, by the way, are like 12 small that I'm using to spread this out. They're called finger covers. They're really great when you're doing this kind of work, truthfully. You get your hands all full of everything. Okay. Give me just 1 second here. I'm looking for, where the heck is my light? Give me just 1 second, folks. I apologize. I think I took my light in the other room, but maybe I did. My black light. I will be right back, folks. Give me 1 second. I've got to go and see about my black light. Apologize for that. Give me 1 moment. And also, we're not only going to bake these with the heat gun, but we are going to cover these in UV resin and use the UV light, because it only takes about 20 minutes for it to set under the UV. Okay. Give me 1 second here. I'll be right back, folks. I've got to find my UV light. I thought I left it in here, and I must have taken it out. Okay, I'm back. That's really strange. I just got that. How can I lose the UV light? Let me tell you. I would use these two, which I think would be really cool to add to maybe the wing necklace. They're bright yellow, and I have orange ones too. So they're yellow and orange, these dragon scales. Okay. And I'm getting out, I use these for my 4-in-1. These are jump rings made by Chainmail Joe. I will do the blue and green, I promise. Let me just a second here. These are 1/4 inch diameter and they're 16 gauge. We're going to use those to go through the wings for the earrings. I'm going to do 2 of those. And I'm actually going to create the part to the earring that goes through your ear. I need to move Mr. Bojangles to see what's going on here. I don't see. Where the heck is it? Just 1 second here, folks. I'm working on this. I got to get my pliers up here so that I can open these 2 jump rings that I just placed here on the table, if you can see those. Thank you, Andrew. You're so nice. So we're going to take these and open them so that we can put them through each bat wing. And usually when you're opening jump rings, you want to pull them back towards you, not press them down, so that when you go to put them back together, that they'll go back together and match up each end. I'm opening these a little bit wide because I'm putting them into the bat wings. Wow. This is tricky. My hole closed up from the powder, so I'm going to have to remake the hole there. I'm getting notifications on my phone. If you guys hear the bzzz, I'm sorry. All right. They're actually, believe it or not, for clay, they're kind of delicate. So I'm just going to go through the hole this way. Oh, no. Maybe I should do that after I bake them. My cat is knocking stuff over, by the way. All right, so it looks like I'm going to have to wait until it's baked before I can put the jump ring in. I thought I could. So much for that. All right, and we're going to add the blue because Andrew wants the blue on here too. All right, now I'm afraid, I'm not sure how much it's going to show, the blue. I'm just telling you because there's so much green on it, and you have to do it on the white part. So we're getting ready to open up the blue Art and Glow. Right there. I was trying to get them to glow with the regular light because I don't know where my light is, my UV light. I guess I need to buy 2 of them so I have them laying around in the right places. That should be glowing a little bit now from the regular light. Star is spoiled rotten. That's how she is. She's hiding out, running around. She wants to be a part of everything, you know. Okay, so we're opening up the blue polymer clay for the Halloween bat wings earrings. And then later we're going to make one for a necklace too, which is going to be more detailed. And I'm going to do the necklace probably in part 2. Because I said it would be about an hour and a half because I am having phone problems, folks. My phone is overheating, and I think it's my battery to swell. So I'll be trying to get that replaced by the 20th. So we're adding the blue now, Andrew, for you. And you're right, I think this is going to be really pretty. So I'm only going to do a little on each. Look at all that blue I got on the table. That's why I got to scrape it up and save it, because that's what happens. All right. So there's the blue. But actually the blue makes it turn kind of teal, looks like, instead of green. I'm going to have to take it back here so I can blow it off. And that clay is drying up, and I think it's from the powders. All right, so I'm going to leave that way. I'm going to get my razor so I can scrape up this blue powder. There's a lot of powder there, and it is expensive if you're using it. Yeah, I know. Dee has a brand new puppy. Or Dorothy has a brand new puppy. Very beautiful dog. It is not going to be a lap dog for long, Dorothy. It's going to be a giant little monster. Okay, so we're using this. We're scraping this up. We have now made the bat wings with blue and green. And these are going to be the earrings. And then I'm going to use the heat gun next to set them, everyone. So I did get the blue on there, Andrew. I could have made it blue teal where I did put it, so I apologize if it's not spooktacular as it should be. All right. Wow. There we go. I definitely need to get a little teeny spoon for this powder because it actually is expensive if you got to use half a bag to make something. That's crazy. Okay, so we're going to get these over here, and we're going to use the heat gun to set them. I'm going to roll a little piece of black clay to fill in that part in that top right wing because it, I don't know, it just seemed to dry up from the clay and the powder together. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Please remember to thumbs up the live while you're in the live. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. All right, I'm just rolling out a little fatty snake here because we're going to take it and break that apart. We're going to put it right here where my wing seems to be getting crumbly and deteriorating, and it shouldn't be. Wow. Sorry if my hands are in the way. I need to get this where it will adhere to the wing. There we go. Cut off that little edge there so it matches, and we got that fixed. Yay! I think I'm going to do that on the other side too to give that wing a little more thickness. So I'm going to roll another piece here to put on the other wing. These are polymer clay bat wings with art and glow on them. And I'm going to try to cure them with my heat gun completely and then put them under the UV light. Is everybody seeing me on time, or are you having a lag? Because I have a lag on my laptop. It looks like it's coming up a few minutes later. So we got the blue in there, mixed it in. I did it on the tips of the wings, Andrew. It sort of turned it teal instead of green, teal, green, blue. But because it's pretty. Next time, if I catch it in time where everybody says blue and green, I'll do some of the lines in blue and some in green. Are you still with me, Launch? Dorothy, make sure you thumb up the video while you're in here. So, because if you do it after you leave, the video won't be up for a couple hours. So please do it now while you're here. So I'm just putting an extra line on that bat wing. Sort of gives it some definition too, by the way. Just pressing that into the top part of the bat wing. There we go. Make sure it connects. There we go. Sorry I have my hands in the way. It's almost impossible to show you otherwise. I'll get a little bit of a close-up here so you can actually see the wings even more. And they are glowing, by the way, even now, just sitting in the regular light. Can everybody see that? Andrew, Launch, can you see the bat wings and how they look? And Dorothy? I see what you said about your puppy. She's getting really tall. That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to use, after I wipe the blue powder off here, and don't cut the fingers. Nice to see you, Hope Powell. Are you 18? If you're not 18, unfortunately, you're not allowed to be in the live unless you're Dorothy is there with you. Oh, okay. God bless you. I had someone come in, they said they were 9 years old. We sort of had to tell them they had to watch the rerun. They've done it to Andrew too. So when you're doing lives on here, remember that everyone has to be of age because that's the new rule on YouTube. That is their rule. No one's allowed in the rooms that's under 18 unless it's a kid, a kid design video. But you won't get any compensation or anything for your video in the future when you get monetized because they don't monetize. I don't think they monetize the children's videos. So what time is it where you are? And how are you 18, Legend? I came on at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Nice to see you in here, Legend. Don't forget to thumb up the video while you're in the live. It really helps with the algorithm. And we just got through making these bat wings, which I think are really cool. And then we're going to put the heat gun on them and set them. And then we're going to use it under my laptop that I'm using for everything. We're going to use this UV oven back here under my laptop. See that blue tray? That's the UV oven. And we're going to use UV resin, hard resin, to set the bat wings. They're already glowing too. Like, these are going to be pretty cool. So we're going to try something. I'm not sure, but we're going to try something. Lights out. Let's see if it works. Yeah, see, so it really is kind of glowing now. I'm turning my regular light back on. Keep it light. Oh, okay. Thank you for coming in, Hope, Paul. I'm really happy you're here. Yes, ma'am, they are bat wings. Or sir. I'm not sure. Hope? Yeah, they are bat wings. I thought they were cute. They're little bat earrings. I have to be careful. I have to use a razor to lift this up. And we're going to use a ball stylus here to kind of give these some texture in here because they are bat wings. So, just giving it a little texture. Then I'm going to use this one to roll this out a little flatter than what it is. These ball stylus really help for shaping these little miniature bat wings, as I call them. And these are earrings. I'm trying to keep my hand out of the way so you guys can see, too, what I'm doing. And you can do this, too. They're really pretty easy to make, and they're a lot of fun. And it's Halloween, so it's Spooktacular Batwing Earrings Part 1, and then we're going to do a necklace in Part 2. Sell all my jewelry up off Etsy when I put it up there. I have a couple pieces I need to get up there right now. I only have my ring up there. The it's an agate green moss stone, hand wrapped in sterling, and it's really gorgeous. It's like a size 8.5, but it can be sized down for someone if they like. Yes, I do have, if you look when, okay, so don't forget to thumb up. If you go out of the video and click on my home page, you will see an Etsy link there, and that will take you to my Etsy shop. Okay, that'll be awesome. Well, I didn't know that Dorothy was your grandmother. That's awesome. That is so awesome. So later too, when we do the necklace, we're gonna make we're gonna wire wrap this beautiful shell blue mother of pearl moon. So we're gonna do, when we make the necklace, we're gonna do a set of bat wings on each side, and we're gonna put the moon in the middle and wire wrap it. That'll be in part 2. Right now we're just doing the earrings. Okay, so I'm getting ready to set these with a heat gun. My recommendation is that you use a toaster oven or your oven, and if you do, not more than 5 minutes. And we're just setting these with the heat gun. You should be far back from them because it does get really hot. I'm going to turn this off. Set the heat gun over to the right. Flip them over. And the back, I am going to paint the backs of these after they're done. And then it's going to be sealed in resin. In the meantime, we're just setting them with the heat gun. Depending on the heat that you have, you're going to have to lift the heat gun out. You don't want to burn your clay because you can even burn it with a heat gun. So if you got earphones in, please, please, please turn your sound down because this may be really loud for you. Give them a second so they'll cool, and then I'm going to flip them back over. My towel is hot from using it. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So you can use a heat gun on these, and that's what I'm doing. I'm priming them to set them, and hopefully I won't have to put them in the oven. And then we're going to resin them with UV hard resin. I'll show you what we're going to use right here. You can buy this off of Amazon, Temu. I am not sponsored. And this is like a 100-gram one. So it's the least expensive. I will try and remember to put a link under my video for you guys. That's what we're going to use to resin them. We're using UV resin with a UV light, which is what I had just shown everybody, the UV light. All right. They're still kind of warm, folks, so you got to give me a second. I got to let them sit here. And we're going to use for the earrings, I'm thinking about also putting like a gothy chain on the bottom hanging off. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun, Hope. I have a lot of fun doing these videos. That's half the fun. Not only teaching people how to do it and see what you're doing, but give them ideas to be creative also. And there's plenty of room in this world for other people creative and sell their work and everything else. So that's what this is all about. To have fun. Maybe you'll sell a pair of earrings making them. Okay. I'm testing them. And my hands and stuff, they're still pretty warm. So I'm going to let them cool down a little more, and then I'm going to hit them with the heat gun again. This is just a NICOLE. I think I got this off of Amazon, this heat gun. You just get an inexpensive heat gun. You do have to be careful because clays can catch on fire, whether it's from the oven or a heat gun. For a little more noise, make sure you put your headphones on low or turn them off. Thank you everybody for being in here with me tonight. Andrew, Launch, Dorothy, Hope. You guys are awesome. And thank you, Launch, for manning the room when we had to get out the person who said they were 9. I don't know how they're getting in, other than what Andrew told me. Andrew said they're probably getting in on their parents' phone. And that's probably the truth, and their parents don't even know it. I don't know why we have to be 18 and above for this, except for the personal, whatever they did a while back. It's to protect the minors and children. A lot of it has to do with them being subject to being targeted for sales and stuff. So I'm just trying to get my bat wings out of polymer clay. In fact, I used 2 parts polymer clay. One is Sculpey Primo Black, and the other one is Sculpey Original White. And then we use 2 different powder clays. One is Art and Glow. Well, they're actually, both powders are Art and Glow, but one is blue and one is green. So these should glow really well. That's why I was showing you guys from, these are hot, y'all. They are very, very hot. They got to sit there a minute. My towel is super hot. So, yeah, do you know that your grandma, Dorothy, is my moderator? That's why I asked when you said she was out charging her phone. Thank you. I'm so glad you like it, Hope. And I'm glad you're 18. Thank God. I don't know how they're getting in because I have it locked to being adult only. But that's okay. Give me just a second. I'm waiting for these to cool down and my tray here. And once I get it where I want it, I'm going to turn them over and we're going to, I'm trying to get them to set. They're really hot, folks. I apologize. It takes a minute to do this stuff, folks. It's not fast, but it's not that terrible. And I think when I make the actual necklace, I'm going to do black and this other color clay I have that's gold. I'm going to do black and gold for the batwing necklace. And I'm going to use Kato for that when I do it. Kato polymer clay. It's an import. Some people don't like it because they say it smells, but it doesn't smell that bad, I promise you, because I can't take real high smelling clay. Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. It's a shame because nothing I'm doing, making the jewelry, would be something that would be wrong, but I think it has to do with targeting them for sales for stuff. Hey, it's setting pretty good. I don't want to crack it, so we're going to let it sit some more and add some more heat to it. It takes a little bit longer to do it with a heat gun versus the oven, but it can be done. So for anybody coming in, we're doing bat wings, polymer clay bat wings for earrings, and we're also going to be doing a necklace, but not tonight. Huh. There we go. I'm trying to make sure my charger is plugged in. It said it was charging slow. That would complement the Blue Moon. Yeah. Hey, do you know that used to be my old name years ago when I had my gift basket shop? It was Blue Moon. So is that what our full moon is right now? I don't even know. Is it a blue moon? You know, blue moons only happen every 100 years, Hope. This is still really hot, folks, so just bear with me. We are waiting for it to cool off a little bit so I can hit it one more time with the heat gun, and it should be ready. Well, jewelry and everything else is homemade, so that is what I do. I create and try to help other people have fun crafting and making art. Just DIY, I guess, do it yourself. So that's what I'm here for, to teach other people how to do it. And you don't have to use the glow-in-the-dark clay. You could use, say, take your wings and don't use white. You could use like green or blue to do the veins. The veins are only on the front because that's where it's going to show. So I'm hitting these again with the heat gun. Make sure you keep your phones down, folks. This heat gun is loud when it's up against the mic. So polymer clay bat wings. I swear the one looks like it's shrunk. But when it's forward, it's not too bad. So there we go. Now we're going to let those cool off. My whole, this is a big giant towel, by the way. I'm going to pull it back so you guys can see that it's a huge, large towel that I'm using. Awesome. I do too. One of my videos you'll see where I drew a dragon that I created, a water dragon. It's in one of my videos. I love drawing and painting, but I also love making polymer clay and having fun. So that's what we're doing. We're having fun. It's a spooktacular video about what? Spooktacular what? Bat earrings that glow in the dark. And we're going to use resin, which is going to make them really nice. They're really going to shine. I'm trying to fill them to make sure they're done. And I actually, ooh, this is still hot. I actually think they are done. That's pretty cool that the heat gun was actually able to set them and cure them. Because normally you would put them in your oven or toaster oven, and these being so small, I wouldn't recommend more than 100 heat or 125 heat Fahrenheit. I'm not sure what Celsius is. And then you bake them for about 5 minutes or less, and they should be set. I wouldn't do it any longer than that. They might burn. So, Launch, are you still here? Say howdy, please. Okay, so now that we did that, our next step is going to be to resin them, to put resin on them. And this is UV hard resin. Then we're going to put them in my oven over here, which I showed everybody. I'll show you too. I'll turn it around so you can see it. At least some of it. This is a UV oven, and it pulls out as a tray on it. And I'll show you when it's on too, everyone, what it looks like. All right. I'm just shaking this up a little bit. And I'm going to use one of these cups. It's like a little medicine shot cup. You can get these pretty cheap online. You can get them in red too. I usually like using the clear because that way I can see the resin. And this is not 2-part. This is only a 1-part UV resin that we're going to use with a UV light to put on these wings. We're going to put UV on them. I mean, UV resin on the wings. I'm just putting a little in there to start with because I don't think I'm going to need much, but we're going to use a piece of wire in my resin. And I'm going to actually create the earring part that goes in your ear. And I'm going to probably do it in a copper because I love copper. It's my favorite too, Hope. I love it. Okay, so I'm just going to cut off a piece of this copper 18 gauge. Let me just second it, folks. I have to find the cutters. Oh, my Lord. Well, let me see if I got a piece cut that I can use. I just need something to mix in it. Usually I have toothpicks in here for this, guys. Trying to get a piece out right now. I'm wrapping this around this little piece I have right here because I'm going to use this as a stirrer if it's possible. This wire is way too thin. That's not going to work. Just a second. Sorry about my arm in the way. Oh. I think my wire cutters are over here. That's not wire cutters. Oh my Lord. That's not wire cutters either. Where are my wire cutters? I have 2 sets of wire cutters and I can't find them. Oh my Lord. Why am I not seeing anybody else talking? Where are you? Oh, somebody said blood moon. Who said that? Not blue moon, blood moon? Yeah, it is. It is. You're right. It is the blood moon. You're right. And it's a hunter's moon, by the way. It's for the season. I don't know if this will cut this or not. I just need a small piece, and I don't know where my cutters are. Do not do as I do. Use a set of cutters. There we go. All right, so we're using this right here, the 100. It's a UV resin, hard resin, and we're going to use this to put on the wings here, like that. We're just going to draw it over it. I mean, you can pour it on here if you want. There's a little more control using the wire. Trying to keep my hands out of it so you guys can see, but it's almost impossible. We're just going to do one side with the resin. I'm going to go ahead and pour this on here very gently and very lightly and not a whole lot because I need to spread it out. Spread it out to the end here, to this end. And this is going to give it like a glass shine once it's sealed under the UV light. Can everybody see that okay? Could you see me doing that all right? All right, now we're going to do the other wing. I do recommend, if you have time to do it, to use a piece of wire from your jewelry, something sturdy, or a toothpick. Normally I use a toothpick to spread it out. Because I don't want to close the hole I just made. I don't want that hole to get sealed up where I need to put the jump. So these are polymer clay, spooky-tacular Halloween glow-in-the-dark wings, bat wing earrings. In part 2, we're going to do the necklace. And I'm even thinking about making a bracelet, folks. A bracelet with a bat on it. A full-blown bat. That will be definitely a 2-hour video. So if you come, I say I'm making a bat-tacular bracelet, be ready to be here for a minute. Okay, so that's all on there. We've got that on there. Make sure you put your resin away safely because I have had it where it's spilled everywhere. All right, give me just a second here. I'm going to pull out this tray. You guys can see what I'm doing, or try to. I'm going to pull this tray out of the oven completely. And I'm going to put the bat-tacular spooky bat earrings on there, and we're going to cure it in the UV resin oven. It's already glowing, folks. Look at this thing. Andrew, look at my glowing wings. They're cool. And Blanche, it's awesome. Everyone in here, it's awesome. All right, Andy, Dorothy. My friend has a nickname, and I forget sometimes not to call her that because she's using the other name. All right, give me a second. I got to turn my UV oven on, and I'll show you how that is too. And it shouldn't take more than 20 minutes. We're running a little past probably what time I said, but I knew it was going to take a minute doing the glow powder and then doing the resin and setting it. Okay. I'm going to move you guys way over there. You're going to see the bottom of that because I've got to get to my oven to turn it on. And I'm trying to do it without having to move my whole computer. Let's see here. I may have to move my computer. Okay, let me just set it. All right, put my computer there. There is my thing for my oven. Make sure it's plugged in. So we are doing spooky-tacular bat wings, and they're in the UV oven as we speak right now. And I'm getting ready to plug my UV oven in. I usually unplug everything. It's just a safety thing. You really should. If you're using a UV oven and everything else, you should unplug it when you're not using it. Just for safety. I'm having a hard time getting this plug in, folks. Give me a second. I apologize. Hang on. We're getting it. Okay, that's the plug. Make sure the plug's in. What's going on here? There we go. I got it. Yay! I got the UV oven, folks, plugged in. I had to move my whole laptop to do this. So, and by the way, you can buy these. I got this off of Amazon. I am not sponsored by them, but you can get one for under $30 to cure your clay. All right, so now we're working on. There we go. See that light? Let me move this back so you can kind of see. And there they are in the oven, the UV oven. They're already glowing like crazy. And I'm going to look at my clock, and it's going to be 20 minutes. Folks, don't forget to thumb up and like the video. Huh. I didn't delete a message. That wasn't me. That must have... That's really weird. I didn't delete any messages. I wonder if that's launch, and it looks like it's me doing it. Okay. So, let me get my tablet up here so I can see what I'm doing. All right. So you guys are kind of getting to see the UV oven. What on earth? Message deleted by... I didn't delete any messages, by the way. I'm going to look at the deleted message because I can't see it. Just so you know, Hope, I didn't delete your message. I don't know what's going on. That could be something YouTube did if you said something that they thought was inappropriate. Or maybe it's just causing them to be... That's really weird. Launch, are you still in the room? I need you to say hello, Launch. Launch, say hello. Andrew, could you please say hello in the room? I'm not seeing any messages coming up, and it's saying that, I don't know, it's weird. Huh. That's really strange. I didn't delete your messages. It says view deleted message. I didn't delete any message. That must be... Why would they be censoring? They look pretty bright. It's not me, just to let you know. Huh, I apologize. I swear it's not me. It's got to be either them, or that's why I'm trying to get Launch to answer me. Oh, my light went off. I've got to turn it back on. It's set so long, and then it goes off. Hang on a second. Let me type something. Hold on. I did not filter your messages. You did not say anything wrong, Hope, just to let you know. It's got to be YouTube doing it. And I'm going to have to see the settings to find out why that's happening. And I just asked Launch if he's still here. Launch, are you still here? Are you? Still here? Launch. Oops, my typos. I wonder, where's Dorothy? Dorothy, are you still here? Trying to figure out what's going on. It shouldn't be filtering your messages. You haven't said anything that's wrong that I can see anyway. Hi to Gigi, Tracy, Artistry 489, and Sharifera, you're number 50 in the count for being number 1. Mocha 97,537 is top. And that actually is Launch. I have to turn this light back on. Look, they're already glowing, guys. They are glowing like crazy. They're really glowing. My light's on a timer because these lights get really dark. That's really weird because he is my moderator and so is Dorothy. And Andrew's a moderator too. Andrew, are you still here? And Hope, can you hear me okay? Trying to make sure my volume's all the way up. So I'm trying to make it so you guys can see what's going on with the oven. I might be able to put, there we go, to lift that up so you guys can see these are going in the oven to be cured. It says it's still doing it, but are you talking about the, excuse me, the light? Yeah, I can see pretty much what you're typing. It's really weird because it said it was filtering and deleting, that I had deleted something when I didn't. Thank you so much, Hope. So I've lost my moderators, and there are 3 of them. So I don't know what they're doing or what's going on, or if it's because some reason my thing might be filtering stuff, which is really weird. That is really weird. I asked Launch if he's still here, and he hasn't replied to me. So the comments, they are still filtering. No, not that I can see. I don't know why, but it wasn't me. I'm just telling you. It has something to do with YouTube. Launch, can you say hello for me? I really need you to speak up if you're still here. And also Andrew. We've got the polymer clay bat wings in the UV oven now. And it keeps cutting off, and when you see it cut off, you can see they're really glowing. It's awesome. I think they're going to turn out really well. So these are polymer clay bat wing earrings, and they are under in the UV light oven. Was it on my end or your end? Because I didn't filter you. That was really weird. Mocha Launch, are you still here in the room, my moderator? And Andrew, are you still here? Okay, so we're just waiting for these to do their thing. And I'm going to bring the camera back over here to me so that I can make the earring hooks. So you guys can see me make the earring hooks for them. Let's see. I think that gauge is too big, this one. Yeah, it's 16, way too big. Thank you for your patience while I find everything. I just had to move. I had to move my laptop because it was sitting on the light. Yeah, there's been a lot of glitches in the last couple of weeks. Even Andrew was having problems on his live. Well, my light went out again. There we go. I'm going to cut, I'm taking about a foot of silver parawire. And it is 18 gauge. Usually you use 20 for earrings. Maybe I have to use the other one, but we're going to try this. And I'm going to cut it like this, which I don't normally do, folks. I use a cutter for this, but we're going to cut it this way. All right, give me just a second here. I've got to find my cutters. Sorry for the delay on everything, folks. But the earrings are still curing in the UV light. Hey, Lana, how are you doing? You got my name spelled wrong, but that's okay. I have a ton of typos. Nice to see you. Is the thing lagging? Because I can pull this back over so that, Lana, you can see what's going on. There are the bat earrings, and they are curing in the UV light. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you. Please make sure you thumb up my live while you're in here. These are the bat earrings, and they are curing. They have resin on them, and they have green and blue glow powder on the tips. Yeah, I know. That darn autocorrect. It gets me every time. Makes me have so many typos. It's crazy. And they think it's a good thing. It's not a good thing when it messes up what you're typing. Okay. Give me a second here. I'm looking for my cutters that I need desperately. I'll turn my UV light back on. Oh, here we go. We're going to use this. We're going to use copper 24 gauge, folks, by Benecraft to make the earring hoops for the earrings. Just so you know. And I'm thinking about doing this, putting some little dangles off the earrings with the chain. I think it'll be pretty. What do you guys think? I'm just throwing everything everywhere. Need to get this powder back over there so I don't get it all over the desk and the table. Where are my cutters? Some more gauge wire there. And just a second here. So I go in the other room. I've got to get the cutters. Sorry about that. Oh, I'm very sorry, Lana. I'm sorry for your loss. All right, awesome. I only have one thing up in my Etsy right now, but I will be putting up a dragon that I wire wrapped on faux turquoise that I made. That's going to be up there. That's coming up to Etsy. I'm going to put that up. I haven't put it up. Right now, all I have is my ring up there, so I apologize, Hope. That's all there is for the moment. Give me just a second, folks. I got to get those cutters. Okay, I'm almost back. You have to forgive me because I am disabled, so it kind of slows me down sometimes. I apologize. But we are still creating, crafting, and what? And these are the... My light went out again. Oh, my Lord. It's on a timer, and I can't unset it. Okay, no problem. Go feed your cats. Oh, okay, Andrew, I'm sorry. I was just like, Andrew, something was filtering Hope's remarks, and she wasn't saying anything wrong. She was talking about the color and everything else on the bat wings. So they're in here, and they're really glowing. And they are setting right now, and I'm getting ready to... I'm going to cut my wire with a pair of not wire clippers. Oh, goodness, here they are right in front of me. And you know you're getting old when you can't use clippers for cutting your wire. Okay. There's kind of a mess over here because I pulled everything out looking for the wire cutters. I'm also going to add, I'm going to do some chain off these earrings. I think they'll look cute that way. I'm going to cut off, I don't know, this is about a foot of silver chain. Can you guys see that even? Right there that I just clipped. We're going to clip that on the bottom of the wings. I'm going to put little drill holes in the bottom of the wings. So I'm going to take it and do one. Let me get this back so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to clip one chain here, like that. These are just a fine pair of wire cutters. You can get them online at Amazon. I guess you can get them at Temu, and even, what's the other one? AliExpress, but it takes forever from AliExpress. They have some nice stuff, but it takes them forever so to get them to you. So we're going to measure it like this. And these are probably about 2-inch chains. I want them to be the same though, the first two ones. Okay, right there, right there. That's how you measure it. Set it beside it, it's easier. This is some really tough silver chain, but it will not turn either. It's so it doesn't turn. So I need to do about 6 of these chains to put off the earrings. Yeah. Boy, that's hard to cut for some reason. There we go. So I think all these are pretty much the same length. Yeah, there we go. That's going to be perfect. Like 2. It's very delicate for me trying to get it out here to show you guys. So we're going to do 6 of these. There's going to be 3 on each wing. Oops, my light went off on my oven again. There we go. Okay, so does that mean if you're 28 Celsius, does that mean you're in the 70s or 80s, Andrew? We go by Fahrenheit here, and I can't figure that out. It's cold. It's not cold here. It's cool here. Okay, there are the bat wings in the oven, the polymer clay spooky-tacular bat wing earrings, and they are curing with UV resin, which is hard resin. And this is what the bottle of resin looks like, folks, so you know what I'm using. And you can get this off of Amazon. I guess you can get it off Temu too, or even Walmart. This is 100 grams of hard resin. This is the one I use. It's all, I think most of it's in Japanese on the back. Well, now they do have English. Sorry for me mistaking that. They do have English. So I'm getting ready, while you guys are watching, I'm getting ready to cut 2 more pieces to add for these earrings. I'll get it back over here so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, wow, that is warm. We didn't get past the 70s today, I don't think. Maybe 76 here. Okay, so we're cutting this about a foot, I think. And then I'm going to lay this one next to this one so I can make sure I get the same cut each time. So I think he's going to look really cute with the chains hanging off of him. Trying to make it so you guys can see too, so I apologize. Oops. There we go. Now we got 2 there. We need 1 more, because each one of them is going to have 3 of these dangling off of it. So you just take it up through your fingers. Kind of, I use like this as a measurement. Sometimes my hand, because it's easier. And then measure it there. In between my fingers. Grab that. You hear that wire popping somewhere else across the room here. Okay, so we have 3 of these. 3. There's going to be 3 on each side. I've turned my light back on. My light keeps turning off because it has a timer on it. It's to set it so it doesn't get too hot. Wow, that's really warm where you are, Andrew. I thought this is winter or fall now. Do you guys get a lot of storms out there where you are, Andrew? Thank you, everybody, for giving me a thumbs up. You really do have to do it before you leave the live, because if you don't, it doesn't show, and then it takes 2 to 3 hours sometimes to upload the video, depending on how long it is. All right, so those are cut, and then we're going to put holes in the earrings for that. We're going to actually drill them with my Dremel. Be nice and nosy. Trying to make it so you guys can see the earrings in the oven curing. So we're just waiting for them to finish up curing. Hopefully another 5 to 8 minutes, maybe less, and I'll check them to make sure they're cured, because if they're not cured, the UV resin will be sticky instead of being hard. Okay, Lana, no problem. I'm just so glad to see you. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Welcome back. So this is what I was showing them, Lana. If you missed it, I cut 6 pieces of chain. I don't know. This is about 2 millimeter or less of, oh, here it is. 2 millimeter or less of this silver pewter chain to make dangles off the earrings. So we'll have to drill the holes because this is going to go in the bottom of the earring. I think it'll look cute. Thank you so much for that. Oh, guys, you got to see this light went out. You guys got to see the spooktacular bat wings. Look at them. They are really glowing, folks. And there's no light on them. They're in the dark, and that's how they'll do in the dark, which is pretty cool. All right. So is Rain in here? I didn't even say hi to her. She is. Oh, Walk in the Rain. Thank you. Yes, and thank you for the condolences to Lana. Lana's an awesome person, too. Okay, so my light is on a timer, so when it goes so far, it turns off. And it's because the lamps, the UV lamps, if they get too hot, you know, that's why it does it automatically. And there are the spooktacular bat wings in there under the UV light curing. And I love it because this pulls out. It makes it so much easier to do things. Yeah, they're still a little, they're not quite ready yet. Yeah, it's 2:30, Lana, when Andrew comes on. That's when we get to watch him. I got church this morning. I don't know if I can be up that late, but I sure try because he's always so faithful coming to my lives. It's supposed to take about 20 minutes, but there's quite a bit of resin on them. It's not 5 or 10 minutes. People always say, oh, it'll only be 5 minutes, it'll be cured. No, it's not. I'm telling you, it takes up to 20, 25 minutes to cure it. I'm so sorry, Lana, for your loss. I am so sorry. And I apologize that you're going through all that. And you're a real trooper for showing up at my live. No, I can't take a nap. I got too much to do. I wish I could. Is it delayed on you guys? Because on my laptop, it's just now showing me cutting the wire for the earrings, the chain link wire to put on the bottom of the earrings. Is it delayed for you also? You're so funny, Andrew. Take a nap. I'm just glad to see everybody here. It's so much fun. It's much more fun when you guys come in because it means the world to me and it gives me a chance to show you some of my somewhat talents. I want to do an airbrush thing too for you guys, a painting, but I've got to wait. My airbrush is packed away somewhere. Oh, you're so bad, Lana. You know better than that. Please tell me you don't go to sleep during my live. Okay, so I'm going to check these again. I swear they don't feel like they're cured, but I'm going to pull them out and double check them. Give me just a second here. I'm checking to see if these have cured or not. They look like they have. But that's not always true, and they're still warm. When they're warm, it's hard to tell. Whoops. I threw that right off on my lap. Okay, now we're going to pull this one up. There we go. Because believe it or not, look, some of the resin goes through to the back sometimes on them. And they should be resined on the back too. But I'm going to leave that until later. And we just resin the front. Yeah, they still need to be under the light a little bit more. They're not cured yet. I'm just going to slide it in here. Try to make this look easy. Okay, sliding these spooky, spooktacular bat earrings in under the UV light again. Oops. I probably shouldn't have pulled it all the way out, but that's okay. I've got to be able to see so they both go in at the same time. There we go. I got it that time. Yay, they're back in the oven. Yeah, that show gets me too. I'm going to tell you, I don't watch it alone. Oh, wow. So is that a game? Nagavanshi? Satiham? I don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry. Thank you for being in my live. Don't forget to thumb up the live. I really appreciate it. We're doing spooktacular, glow in the dark, polymer clay bat wing earrings. Gothy a little. Okay, so while they're still curing, I've got the chains over here that I made for the earrings so that they'll dangle off the earrings, which will be really cute. I'm going to move those over there to the side. You guys can't see anything that I'm talking about. I moved the chains off to the side that we're going to put on the bottom of the earrings. Oops, sorry about that. We're getting ready to cut the wire to make the hoops for the earrings. And I brought in 24 and, yeah, both of these are 24 gauge copper. This one's by Benecraft. The other one is by Parawire. But I'm going to use the Benecraft. It is anti, so that no one can get an allergic reaction to this. We're going to cut about, you can see what I'm doing, the copper wire. We're going to cut about 12 foot to make the hoops. It's a lot of wire for that, but it works. Okay, so there we go there. I'm going to cut it with a pair of wire cutters that are meant for cutting in detail. They're small fine tip. You can find these online. I will try to remember once the video gets uploaded to add a link for everything that you need in order to create these earrings. Okay, then I'm going to bend this wire in half like this. So to push it up there into a hoop. Try to make it as even as possible. We only need so much of this to make the earring loops. Okay. I'm cutting the copper wire for the spooktacular earrings. Just bend it and get a loop in the end of your wire. And then you want to go up in the center of that loop and cut it. So hopefully they'll be even. And I want to cut that off so I have an even cut. There we go. I'm just doing this, running my fingers across the wire to kind of work harden it, because these are going to be where our hoops are, the small hoops for the earrings to go in your ears. Okay. And you can use what I'm going to use tonight, and this is a ring measurer. I'm just wrapping it around it. So I can get these into a hoop and be the same size. All right, cool, we got it. I'm going to cut off the end here about 3 centimeters back. I don't know why that's not cutting there. This wire is not that hard. It's 24 gauge, by the way, which is what I recommend for earrings, is 24 gauge. And we're going to do a little bend right here. And bend that over this way. And back. I'm going to put a hoop right there in this wire. Because what we want it to do, once we put it through, the wire will be able to hook through the hoop like that for the earring. It's pretty cool how it works. And these are handmade. Thank you so much, Lana. It helps when you need to do something and you're missing something, so you can use that ring maker. I have a metal and a pewter one too, but you can use this. It's about 11 around here. It's what I created in the ring hoop. Is a size 11. Size 11 in the hoop. And you just slide it off here. If you need to read it, you can once you put it in there. I'm going to pull these apart. I did them together. As you can see, the 2 wires, I made sure they were together when I did this, because you want them to match pretty close. And that's how they look after they're done. And those are going to go through the top of the earrings to go through your ears, which are really cool. Give me just 1 second here, folks. I'll be right back. Put you guys on the earrings that are still curing there. The Spooktacular Bat Wings earrings. And you can always use your ring mandrel to gauge your wire for earrings. You don't have to have the 3 barrel to do it, but that's easy too. I just don't know where my 3 barrel is. I use the ring thing for the gauge. All right, give me just a second, folks. I got to grab me some water here to drink while I'm waiting for those earrings to cure, and then we're going to put the wire hoops on the top, and we're going to drill the bottom of them and put the little chains on them. I think they're going to be really cute. Be right back. I'm coming right back, folks. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to get me some ice water. Ice water. Oh my goodness, Lana. Yes, go make sure your mom is okay for sure. I'm so sorry that you're having to live through all that, and she too, suffering. Okay, so we have the hoops made. Yay! I think these are going to be really cute earrings, by the way, everybody. And I don't know what happened to Launch. He disappeared. Okay. Is my video delayed for you guys? Because I'm just seeing me now wrapping it around my ring mandrel on my computer. Or is it just me? Thank you, everybody, for your patience. It does take a little bit to do these under the UV light. I know people tell you, oh, it's only 5 minutes and they're cured. No, they're not. And I've got a big UV light. This thing gets really hot. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Again, I apologize for not being able to have any Halloween music. I'm going to try to find some that's not anything's copyrighted. Hey, Walk in the Rain. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's kind of a cool UV light. I was telling another friend, her name's Walnut, and she does a UV too, but she uses a smaller light that she can hold up sideways and stuff. But this one for me is perfect. And I really like it. And it was under $30 because there are other people out there that are creators, and they do crafting and use the UV light, and they sell them. And they're selling them for like $150. If I could afford that, it'd be different, but I can't. Can you see the little bat wings in there? Rain, Walk in the Rain. They're actually glowing. Trying to move them around, make sure they get cured. I think they're almost ready, guys. I apologize. Sometimes it takes more than 20 minutes. You should be able to see the little spooky, spectacular, glow-in-the-dark bat wings in there too. Walk in the Rain. All right, I'm going to, I think they're done. I think they're cured now. So there we go. I turned the light off. Can you guys see them? They're glowing. Oh my goodness, they're really glowing. So we're making spooktacular earrings, and the ear hoops are handmade out of 24 gauge copper wire. And they're work hardened with my hands, and we're going to put little chains dangling off the bottom. And I am going to use a higher gauge wire to make a couple of, I'm going to make a couple of jump rings out of this so it all matches. Oh, let me get it over here. You guys can see what I'm doing. I'm so sorry. Shame on me. Okay. So we're going to use 18 gauge to make the jump rings. I'm going to make two. This is about 6 inches that I'm cutting off of this spool. Should be just about right to make a couple of jump rings. And I'm going to use barrel nose, round nose pliers, because I don't know where my barrel nose are. And what I do normally is I bend it in the middle, bend your clay in the, your wire in the middle. This is really tough. This 18 gauge is a little harder to bend. So we bend that, and we're going to cut it in the middle here. And I'm going to use one side to see how many rings I can make. I just need a couple of jump rings to hold on to, and you just grab it right here at the edge of the end. Oops. And just bend it around and move your ring jump. Move your barrel nose thing around to make that ring. Just like that. And that's one. We're going to need to do 2 of these. I'm going to cut it right there. I'm going to cut the end here. so that they'll match and close together. I'm trying to do this so I can see too, but I'm doing it through the camera for you guys to be able to see. Yeah, there we go. All right, I'm going to take the bent nose pliers and squeeze this down flat. I'm going to use these pliers to hold it, and we're going to bend this back because this is going to go through the top of the wing, and it's a jump ring. As soon as I can get a hold of it here. It's so small. I'm just going to pull it back like that. Hopefully that's big enough and it will go through there. And I'm going to cut this again. It needs to be straight and even. Okay. And I'm going to double check this ring to make sure it will close, because it is a handmade jump ring out of 18 gauge copper. There we go. And the two ends meet. Can you see that? It's kind of blurred. Sorry about that. But it does meet. The two ends will meet, and then we'll pull that open. Now we're going to make another jump ring for the other earring using the chain nose barrel, round nose barrel thing, whatever they're called, round nose pliers. Just want to get that right in the edge of the end there. And we're going to roll it around like this completely, so we can get a ring there, almost a lollipop. And then on the end of this, to get our jump ring where we need it, we're going to cut it right here. There we go. And there's our second jump ring for the second earring. And then we're going to cut that off so it's even with this. In fact, you can hold it with a pair of pliers like this if you need to. And we're going to cut that so it's even with that. There we go. Oops, I think I'm going to have to make another one. I messed that one up. Darn it, I messed it up. Okay, no problem. We have another piece of copper wire here. I'm sorry. It happens, we're live. That's why. Oh, good, I'm glad you see them, Rain. See, my responses are coming in slow, so I'm not sure. So we use this and recreate it. We just keep rolling it around until we have a round ring on the end, almost like a lollipop. Then we're going to cut this lollipop, as I call it, for the spooktacular bat wings. All right, so there's our second jump ring. I'm going to hold it with my pliers so that I can cut the ends off so the ends will reach. I'm sorry, I keep getting out of frame. I apologize. I need to cut this end off so it will match, but not too much, because the last time I cut it off completely. So we got it now. All right, here's our two jump rings, copper jump rings to go through, and then our ear hoops for be able to put them in your ears. I think they're going to look really good. So, yep, and these are cured and done, folks. Yay, finally. I know that took more than 20 minutes. I'm going to cure the back with UV resin too, but I'm not doing it tonight because it'll take forever. And I don't want you guys to have to wait. They're done enough for right now to get that like it should be. Okay. So we're going to take these jump rings. We're going to open them up. Hopefully my holes are not sealed by that resin. And use two different ones just to open this up. Oops, I got the wrong ones. Where's my thing? There we go. So we can open this jump ring to go on the top of the earring. I'm just bending that back, pretty far back, believe it or not. And hopefully it's going to fit through here in the hole that's in the earring. Maybe, you know what? I may have to make bigger jump rings. That may not work. I wonder if I can. I want to do it with that. I definitely want jump rings. So we're going to make bigger jump rings. I'm going to make it out of a lighter wire. That's too light. Give me a second, folks. I apologize. We're going to cut it out of the silver. We're going to have silver and copper. So that's the way it's going to be. All right. Whoa. Here we go. Wire cutters. It's about 6 inches. Or I don't know what it would be in centimeters for this. Then we're going to take this and cut it in half, sort of in the center here, to make sure it's even. Because all we're going to do is make some jump rings out of this. So it doesn't have to be perfect because we're making jump rings. All right. And we're going to take our round nose, chain nose, round nose pliers, put it in the center here, and wrap that all the way around to make a hoop. I'm going to do more than one, that way I get the jump rings at the same time, and we get more than one. All right, looks like we have 2 there now, and we're going to cut these so we can put these in the top of the earrings. Now, what did I do with my cutters? It's going to be one of those nights, huh? Thank you, Welcome the Rain. I do too. I love mixed metals. I think it looks pretty. Oh, there they are. They're hidden. I always say I need a bigger desk for working on when you're doing this, but that's okay. I'm going to cut them right here at the bottom. And then we're going to take these 2 jump rings and I'm going to place the wire cutters in the center as much as I can. We're going to cut right there, and we should get 2 rings. Wait a minute, something's not right. Hang on, folks. I got a technical wire difficulty here going on. Hang on. Try this again. Use the barrel nose. Put it on the end. Wrap it all the way around. And we're going to do more than 1 ring. So we're trying to get 2 or 3 jump rings out of this. Oops, sorry. You guys can't see what I'm doing. I'm so sorry. This is going to be the jump rings for the top of the earring, so that we can hook in the ear wire. All right, so there you go. I've got several there. And we're going to cut this so that we get the jump rings. Oops. Just go right in the center of the rings and press down where it should be. Okay, try this again. Yeah. Darn. It is not that hard of a wire, but I should have my other cutters, but these are the ones I have, so we're going to use them. There we go. See all the baby jump rings? We just created 4. Is that cool or what? Yeah, I get you. I'm walking the rain. I guess that's the truth. Isn't that the truth? For sure. Okay, so we have got our jump rings right here for the spectacular glow-in-the-dark kind of gothy bat wings with blue and green, because Andrew asked for blue and green, and I did, but I told him that it kind of made them almost teal, but they're really glowing. I think they're really pretty. I think they turned out really well. So now we're going to open the little teeny jump rings, and I'm praying that I don't have to make the jump rings bigger to get through the hole. We're going to grab them with this pair of pliers and the other needle nose so we can open them. Open the jump rings to get it put on there. The camera is right on my hand here and I keep hitting it. Just pull that back like that. There we go. Now it's separated. Just like that. Can you guys even see this? It's so blurry for some reason. That's open now. Now we're going to try and get it through the backing. I'm going to move this back a little bit because I'm hitting the camera every time while I'm doing this. And my hole's already in there, so I wonder if the resin sealed it. I'm trying to see. I think the resin sealed my hole. So, give me a second here. We got to redo that hole. I apologize. Whoa. I'm going to use, what am I going to use? I'm going to use a harder piece of wire. And we're just going to try to remake that hole there. I don't have my hammer in here tonight. This is real jiggy what I'm doing. I'm so sorry. Just trying to reopen that hole that's here. Oops. Wow, I guess maybe I am going to have to drill it. That resin really sealed it. I was afraid of that. Just a second here. Get my Dremel up here, which I'm probably going to have to plug in. I probably unplugged it. Yeah, I did. And I'm going to have to change the end on the Dremel. Here's the Dremel I'm talking about. We're getting ready to change the end on it so we can drill. I hope I'm going to be able to change it. Yeah. All right. Now where's my box of Dremel pieces? I just had them here. All right. Maybe we're not using the Dremel tonight. Yeah, bead rimmer. I do have one, but I don't know where it is. I have one. I promise you I have one. Okay. Let me get a piece of this hard copper wire so I can redo the hole. I'm going to actually tap it in with a hammer. Okay. Wire cutters. And we are fixing the spooktacular Gathy earrings. We're redoing a hole in them so there's a jump ring up in the top. I hope. I hope. I can't believe that it sealed it up that quick, but it did. Look at this one. The hole's fine. It's right there, and I can see it. What on earth? Trying to make sure they're kind of at the same. They're opposites because they're left and right. Should be right there, that hole. It's this one wing that the hole got sealed. All right, we're going to just tap it lightly with my chase hammer, which I never use on, well, I use it on metal, but not like this. If you've got, and if you have ear settings, I'm sorry, please turn your volume down so the tapping doesn't get your ears. All right, so I got it started. Wow. Yeah, and I know the hole's there. See, it just went through. Look at that. It just went through. I knew the hole was there. It just sealed it up. Yeah, I do have a bead rimmer, though. I do know what you're talking about. And I have a Dremel tip that's for that, too. That's diamond Dremel tip, which is meant for cutting shell and all that. Okay, so I got that now. I'm just rolling this around to make sure that hole is clear so I can put the jump ring in. Yay! And it's weird because the other one, well, maybe it's sealed this one too, even though the top is there and it's open. So we're going to tap this one too. So please, if you have a headset on, folks, please turn your headset down or your volume on whatever you're watching on your tablet or anything else, so this tapping doesn't get too loud for you. There we go, right through. Yay, we did it. Awesome. All right, now we should be able to get the jump rings in there. Yeah, I'm always up for tips and stuff, because I do have one of those, but I don't know where it is. As I said, I haven't been here that long, and I have boxes and boxes of stuff where I do my arts and crafts and everything, and it just stuff is still packed away. Okay. Now let's try this jump ring that I did. It's small, but it should work. I wanted it not to be too big because the earrings aren't that big. All right, we're going to use the flat square and my other pair of chain nose so that I can open this jump ring. To get it through the ear wire, and then put the ear wire in. Okay, I did that pretty wide because I wasn't sure. This is a long ways for this to travel. And I'm wondering if I'm going to have to make a bigger jump ring now. Yeah, unfortunately, I was hoping I wouldn't have to do that. All right, so I've got some silver plated wire here. This also, by the way, is Parawire. This depends on how you buy it, and no, I'm not being sponsored or paid for this. This is a lighter gauge to make the jump ring out of. But I'm going to see how far I actually need to go through. There we go. Probably about that, and then I'm going to make one for the other side too. The same length, so that the jump rings are bigger. I'm going to take these two. And then I'm going to later resin the back of these, but not tonight because it's taking so long in the resin oven. I know everybody thinks, oh, 10 minutes, it'll work. No, that's not true. They do not cure in 10 minutes. It can take 20 to 25 minutes for your pieces to cure, depending on how thick they are. Oh, yeah? He's one of my favorite actors, Walk in the Rain. All right, we're going to use barrel nose, little chain nose pliers again to make our hoop. And I'm going to slide it up so I can make it rather big, because it's got to be big. I'm just holding it with the other pliers here while I make the hoop. Because I'm actually going to make these hoops bigger than what they would normally be, so that they will fit through the whole bat wing. And I'll do one at a time. These are spooktacular, gothy, glow-in-the-dark bat wings, blue and green Art and Glow clay, as requested by the poll and the people in the chat earlier. So if you weren't here, you didn't get a chance to vote, but that's what the colors are. All right, and we're going to put this right through here in the front. Whoa. Well, maybe we're going to do it the other way. Does not want to go through there. Wow, I don't know why that doesn't want to go through there. I just made the hole. This wire is not too big. All right, I'm going to do it that way. Wow, I never had all this problem getting a jump ring in before. There we go. I'm going to take this and bend it up. So it'll be back into a ring. I think I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to cut this and actually slide it through there and make the hoop while it's in the hole. Sorry about that, guys and ladies. My tubes. All right, tubes, we're going to do this instead. We're going to put the wire straight through the hole. Look at that. It cracked my wing. I'm going to have to fix that. That's terrible. All right, I'm going to cut both of these. It's because I was pressing too hard on it. All right, I'm going to press this down and across. Thank you for your patience, everybody. I got a real problem here. I do have some polymer clay clear, but it's not on my desk. It's in a box, and I'm going to have to get it out. A triangle of a ring. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. There we go. Do this one like this. Then we're going to bend it up like that, sort of like a hoop triangle for the thing. It's crazy because I thought for sure that I could do a regular jump ring in these. But I guess that's not going to happen. I'm going to take this and actually twist it at the top. All right. I'm trying to be careful because these are actually kind of delicate for pushing wire through them and stuff. Anyway, that should work. It's not perfect, but it should work to make the jump. And we're going to go from here. I'm going to pull this apart. Actually, I probably could have put just the earring through it and it would have worked. And that's the other end there. It's not too bad. I wish I need to really do that better than what it is. But we got the one in there. There's no way I'm going to drill holes in these to put the chains in there. It's not going to work. This clay is, for some reason, too delicate. And it shouldn't be. All right. And we're going to do the same thing for this. I guess I could have done it with no jump ring at all. So we're just bending open this because it's soft enough to do that. I'm going to run this through the jump ring here. We may not be running it through the jump ring. Let me get this off here and do another one. Sorry about that, guys. This is one of the nights when it's going to go, everything's going to go bump in the night from the spectacular bat glowing earrings. All right, I'm going to pull that out. There we go. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to try something else, and I may do that on the other one too. Not even use the jump ring, as it's almost not a necessity. We're pushing this through the earring wire through the hole. There we go. Pull it up like this, so it will hook back like that. I just thought the jump ring would help, but it's not going to let me. This is crazy. I'm going to cut the hoop up here a little shorter. Doesn't need to be that long. Just using my fingers and hands to bend this correctly. And then I'm going to use the flat nose square pliers to bend this down. Turn it this way. I am going to make a jump ring. I guess I'm not going to make it on the camera tonight. So it'll fit, and when you guys come back for part 2, it'll be much, much better. I promise. That's supposed to be bent all the way down. And then you put it through the hoop there. Yeah, I still think we need a jump ring. But that is how it goes, and the hoop will go. And you'll have your set of earrings. This one has a jump ring in it, a twisted one. But I think they're really cute, and I think if I get jump rings, which I do have them, I'm not going to drill the holes for the chains. I think it's too delicate, the clay, and it's hard. The clay is hard from being set. So I really do think they're cute, and they do glow. If they're in the dark, they glow. So this is part 1, the Spooktacular Polymer Clay Glow-in-the-Dark Bat Wings. And they are done. I'm going to make some jump rings off camera, and then I will be back in part 2 and show you the finished, and we're going to make a necklace too. Thank you so much, Andrew. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for being so kind. Walk in the rain, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. I really feel honored when you show up. And it's not just for like this. It's for everyone that comes in here and supports me, that I am so grateful that you're here. All right, I'm going to say goodnight. And this is part 1 of part 2. So we're going to do part 2, and I will post in my... Do you guys read my post where I post in the community? I will. I'll tell Kitty Star hello. She made a cameo appearance, I think, earlier, and I didn't realize that somebody asked me about her, that they had seen her. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being so patient. So these are Spooktacular earrings that glow in the dark. And I'm going to add in part 2, I'm going to add the jump rings, and I'm going to see if I can manage to put these little chains on that I thought would look awesome hanging from the bottom of them. Maybe 3 different sizes. Like a short in the middle and 2 long ones. I think it would look really good. It actually would look really nice. So I will do that, and then we will be back to part 2 coming soon. I'll let you know. Go to my community tab. I always post there, folks, to let you guys know what's going on. So when you come to the channel, there's a section that says post, and you can click that and you'll see my posts. Some of you do respond to it, so you know where it is. Yes, everyone stay safe. So thank you so much for coming to the Spooktacular Batwing earrings. And I'm sorry it takes longer than 10 minutes to cure it in an oven, a UV oven. So they're really easy to make. I think everybody can do it. Thank you to Walk in the Rain. Thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you, Lana. Thank you, Launch. Thank you, Dorothy. You guys have been awesome. Don't forget to thumb up the video before you leave the live, because it will not work after the live, because it doesn't go up for a couple hours. It takes it a couple hours to upload. All right, I appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. It's been fun and it's an honor. Make sure you come back to part 2. It's going to be fun, I promise. Thank you, Lana. And we're just getting ready to say goodnight because I'm going to do some jump rings and I've got to be really careful. I didn't realize this clay, I mean, it's hard, but it's delicate. I made them pretty thin, though. Thank you. I think they look pretty neat, too, Lana. And it's been an honor to have you here tonight. And you're the #1 chatter. Yay! All right, everyone. I love you. Thank you so much. Happy crafting. Don't stop creating. That's what life's all about, having fun and creating. All right. Good night for now. I'll see you in part 2 to finish up the earrings and also start the necklace. All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for being a part. Don't forget to thumb up before you go. All right. Good night for now.